Where were you on January 6th? So, real talk, there's a bit of a discrepancy when it comes to interaction between Twitch and YouTube. Twitch being live all the time, gets to ask me questions, interact with me, say dumb garbage 99% of the time, but YouTube doesn't get to do that. Well, they have YouTube comments. I'm not the best at reading those, so I'm getting better at that, to be fair. So I figured for you guys, I would do an AMA, which I've never done before. So a couple of days ago, I put up a post on my YouTube asking the questions that you wanted answered, and I've gone through and picked as many as I can. Not all of them got in, unfortunately, because there's a lot of questions, but if this goes well, maybe we'll do another one. I don't know. Anyway, without further ado, these are the questions you asked for me to answer. First question, at what milestone will you slather yourself in peanut butter? Honestly, I saw this one and I laughed it off, and then I thought about it again. I'm like, I mean, I could do that. I want to say 100,000. 100,000 subs. That's when I get my official verified check mark next to my name. Why not? That's a lot of peanut butter, but I can do that. Like, that's like the, I can reenact the baby that's covered in peanut butter. Have you felt about everything we've seen from LA Collective so far? Think that'd be better than Seekers on release. If this isn't better than Seekers on release, I don't think I'll come back to Risk of Rain 2. Like, if it's not better than the travesty that was SOT's release, then, man, I will shit my pants, I think. It's very excited for Alloy Collective. How do I feel about everything we've seen? Yeah, pretty good, dude, pretty good. Like, obviously, I've play tested, I've seen a lot, I've seen the game devs. It looks good. I'm really excited to see its final form. Obviously, what myself and the other guys play with isn't the final form, so I was always really keen to see what comes out after that, but yeah, it's good. I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited. It looks really, really interesting. And I'm very keen to no-life the hell out of this game again when that shit drops. This is a dumb question. Would you still love your subscribers if they were scorched worms? Sure. Why not? I would still love you if you were a scorched worm. If you don't know why this question's being asked, I've had this rant several times, I'm about to have it again, is because if somebody in your life, I'm going to do you a favor, listen good right now, okay? If somebody in your life, your partner, significant other, just a friend, says, would you love me if I was a worm? The answer is yes. Do not think, do not ponder, do not pause. It's yes. I know we're all very literal people here. We live on the internet. We're all very literal humans. But I'm going to break it down for you. All they're saying is, tell me that you love me. That's all I want to know. They just want you to be like, I would love you no matter what. It's just a cute little way of being like, I want you to say you would love me. They're not going to, spoilers, they're not going to turn into a worm. It's not going to happen. They know they're not going to turn into a worm. You know they're not going to turn into a worm. No one's going to be a worm. They just want your words of affection. That's all they want, okay? So many times I say this in Twitch chat and they're like, oh, but if they were, I wouldn't. And I wouldn't love somebody that would expect me to love them as a worm. You're an idiot. Shut up. Just trust me. They just want you to say, I love you. That's it. But sure, I'd love you for a squash room. Why not? When did you go bald? I don't know, man. When your mum stopped calling me. I don't, go away. I'm not bald. Look, I'm grey. I'm not bald. Look. Why am I defending myself? Go away. What do you dislike the most about content creation or Raw 2? Not very often do people get a chance to complain candidly without it seeming like whining, and I'm curious. This is such a nice question. It's written so nicely. They're just like, hey man, I know this could be something. Here's a chance to complain. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Two things, honestly. The two main, there's only two. One, it lives rent-free in my brain all the time. It's very hard to switch off from content creation stuff. With like old jobs I used to have, you'd do my job at work and you'd have a really solid disconnect between work and social life. And I'd leave work, snap out of it, do whatever I'm doing, go back to work, log back in, and away you go. With content creation, you don't have that. I'm always thinking about YouTube videos, Twitch streams, like Discord stuff. Like I'm always thinking of ways to obviously grow as a content creator. You know what I mean? So it's always there in my head. I'm trying my best to like work past that, but it can get annoying. And the other thing, and again, I'm doing a lot of mental work on this as well, is comparison to other creators. There's this part of my brain that always sees somebody that might be doing better than me, and I'm like, damn it, they're better than me. How can I be like that? Why are they better than me? Feels unfair. Like there's this like really negative part in my brain, and it's very natural, it's very human to have that approach, to compare yourself to other people. And it's so toxic. It's wrong, but it's just completely incorrect. But it's so toxic. And like, I'm doing my best to get past that as well. And I'm doing a lot of, I feel like I've done a really good job of doing that. But yeah, there's definitely this essence of comparison that like, I'm not unique in this, but like, it's really hard to get past. You know what I mean? Probably those two things. It lives rent free in my brain all the time, and it's really hard not to compare yourself to others that are doing like better. Even the word better isn't the best there, but you know what I mean? But all in all though, I love content creation. So like, I'm in love with it, so I'm gonna keep doing it. What's the most annoying chat experience you've had while streaming? Man, is that a big list. Holy hell, is that a big list, dude. Unrelated, a bit of advice. Any like streamers, content creators out there at all? If you're new to it, old to it. A lot of people fall into the trap of like, if there's this one person chatting, they're just really irritating, like just solo spamming, trauma dumping, just being really uncomfortable in like Twitch etiquette. A lot of people fall into the trap of like, well, I've got one person chatting, I don't want to scare them away because they're my one chatter. But all you're doing is making it so the other list of other non-annoying people in your chat don't want to say a word, they don't want to engage with this human. So if someone's annoying and they're not respecting your boundaries, ban them. I don't care if you have one viewer in Twitch, ban that person. If they're not respecting your boundaries, bugger them off, because all they are doing is annoying you and holding you back. But the most annoying chatter, I do this so many, but the one that stands out the most is there's a person who I knew in real life and I was their boss, weirdly enough, who would just come in and do exactly that. This is before I learned this lesson. It took me too long to learn, and they would just solo spam, like all caps, ha 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 ha, every time I died, and like I was clearly annoyed. Like, zero empathy for the streamer at all. I know the streamers out there be like, they can just roll with that, but holy hell, it drove me insane. And they were just trauma dump, and just all the time. Like, I am not your therapist. We are not friends. I am a streamer. I am not your friend. Sorry if this upsets you, but I'm your friend. No, I'm your friend. I'm your friend. Anyway, I banned them, and now we see each other every now and then downtown, and it's awkward. I just keep my head down. Go on, no, you again. But also that advice I said, just ban people, dude. Just get rid of them. If they're annoying, just piss them off. Are you happy? I do hope so. That's cute. I like that. I am happy. I'm very happy. I'm very lucky to live the life that I live. I have an amazing career doing the things that I love the most. I have a beautiful partner I've been with for 8 years now. Like, she is everything to me. I have a fantastic balance with my health, my well-being now. Like, I'm the fittest I've ever been, the healthiest I've ever been. I'm good. There was a moment there about a year or so ago, but like, I honestly wasn't. I had a really bad imbalance then. I was sort of prioritizing my stream and content creation over everything else, like everything else. So like, my health declined, my relationship declined, my relationship with my friends declined, and it was all just like this. And then I had a big awakening, honestly, like about a year ago, where I was like, I can't do this. This is awful. Like, I can't put all of my soul into this one thing. And then I sort of diversified, I guess, and I took a step back from streaming and YouTube stuff, and I did more exercise, and I ate better, and I focused more on my relationship. I focused more on my friends, and yeah, I'm very happy. I am very, very blessed to have the life that I have. So yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I hope you're happy too. Who's your biggest inspiration for content creation / otherwise? This is a great question, actually. I really like this. My number one, early days, and he's gonna hate me for saying this. I'm gonna hate me for saying this, and it's gonna confuse a lot of people because there's a running joke that we hate each other. Race. Race is easily the person who's helped me the most and inspired me the most in my earlier days of Twitch, to the point of physically editing, noting, and essentially writing my entire Twitch partner application process years ago when I did that. Like, when I first started streaming, I did my best to try and like mimic his sort of approach to streaming. And then less so now. I've more got that as a base, and I've sort of sprinkled my own little personality on top. I'm a little bit more off kilt than he is, I guess, I think. But Race, by far, has helped me the most, more than any other person on this platform ever has. Like, more current day, my biggest inspiration, I want to say, would probably be Frost Prime, honestly. Frost is insane. Like, I don't know anybody else that knows the Twitch game better and is more built for the Twitch game than Frost is. Insanely impressive. And his community is wild as well. Community is beyond crazy. I love those guys too. But also, in the fitness front, he's actually lost a bunch of weight over, I think, like last year. And seeing that helped me actually snowball into my own sort of like fitness weight loss journey. And like just today, actually, I have officially lost just over 10 kilos, which is pretty cool. So I'm feeling really, really good. And I chalked that up to Frost a little bit. Like, he helped nudge me in the right direction with that. And above everybody else, my biggest inspiration through everything is my partner, Jody. And the people out there be like, no, just a simp for you. If you can't simp for your partner, the person I want to spend the rest of my life with, then who are you gonna fucking simp for, dude? Fucking Kai Cenat? What do you want? Yeah, she inspires me every single day of my life. She is. People say you shouldn't put your partner on a pedestal, but she's on that pedestal, dude. She knows. Anyway, I can talk for hours about Jodie, but anyway. But yeah, good question, thank you. Does Raymond Daniels ever break watches? You can break watches? I didn't know you could break them. Is there any change you would make with the screen 2 if you were Gearbox? If I was Gearbox, what changes would I make? 2 instantaneously without thinking at all. Get rid of scorched worms, get rid of children. I hate them, man. I hate them. I've literally deleted them from my game. Like, I've been a bit burnt out from Risk of Rain 2 lately, and I sat down and thought about it the other day, and I realized it's purely those 2 enemies. It's just I deal with the jank of children and the jank of scorched worms, and it makes me so irrationally mad that they are the way that they are. So yeah, just delete those 2 enemies. Like, they're terrible. And if I could make one item, what would it be? I don't know, man. Honestly, it's a bit disappointing of an answer, but I've often said, like, I'm not great at thinking of ideas. Like, I'm not a game dev. I can point out things that are wrong with things based off like vibes and mechanics, like mainly vibes. I'm very emotional playtest, but like, I'm just not good at thinking of new ideas. So I don't know. An item that makes so every time you jump, you make a fart noise. It's the item from Terraria. There you go. Just, you want that? Favorite non-DLC item? Man, I don't know, dude. Like, we're talking feathers, Kiara's bands, Runal bands, rose bucklers. If we're talking just items that are like, I want most consistently in a run, maybe feather? God, it's a really boring answer, but like feathers, the impact of feather is so important, especially if you have non-DLC, like without opals, without safer spaces, without plimp plute, all that stuff. Like, I guess feather? That's a lame answer. I hate that. Favorite music genre? I don't really have one. Oh, these are bad answers. I'm bad at this, dude. This is not good. I just like a lot of music. There's no genre of music I'm like, that's bad, I'm never gonna like it. There's always been like something in that genre that I've liked. Like, I like fast-paced music. I listen to a lot of drum and bass, like Liquid, like EDM stuff. I'm going to Baby No Money in Brisbane, if anyone's there. I don't know why I said that. I mean, if you want to meet me, I want to be parasocial. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just like music, I guess. It's a bad answer. Sorry. Love you. If you had to pick one ability in Raw 2, which would be your favorite? I read this as favorite in real life for some reason, and then I was really confident in my answer to say Seekers Meditate, but because of the self-revive, I've completely misread this question. My favorite ability? I'd say Engineer Turrets. It's a weird answer, I feel, but I really enjoy Engie. I enjoy playing with Engie. I enjoy tactically putting the turrets in certain places. I enjoy War Tech. I enjoy picking out Wungus on turrets because it drives people insane that don't know how to play the game. I was like Engie turrets. They're cute. And then they get little hats on their head when you get the rose buckle. We can all kiss. What's your favorite food? Pizza. Pizza. Easiest choice of my life. Pizza, dude. Well, there's a few things I can eat every day of my life. There's sushi. There's ramen. Basically any Asian cuisine ever. God, they're all so good. But pizza, dude, top. Is top. God, I love pizza. And no, I don't care if you put pineapple on it. If you care people put pineapple on pizza, you're weird. Why do you care what people put on their pizza? Stop caring what people put on pizza. But yeah, I like pizza. What's your favorite footy team? I wasn't going to put this one in because it's so niche, but I really want to know if anybody out here actually knows what I'm talking about here. So footy in Australia is rugby league. And my favorite rugby league team is the St. George Illawarra Dragons. And yes, it's embarrassing. Yes, they suck. I just like the Dragons, all right? Sue me. Remember back in 2012 when they won? Wendell Saylor, Jamie Soward, when they carried the team? I remember 2012. That was a long time ago. That's depressing. Favorite manga and favorite book? Ooh, I haven't read a manga. And I haven't really read many books. The last book I read, unironically, was How to Survive a Zombie Apocalypse. And I was like, when I was like 20 years old. That was a long time ago. I don't really read. I read chat. It's chat a book. And I don't really know much anime stuff. I can name most Gen 1 Pokemon. I've seen Attack on Titan. That's about it. Sorry. If you were to choose what lore hypothetical future DLC would expand on, what would it be? Like Nuka Hana or other mysteries? Nuka Hana and the Red Plain are like the go-to ones, right? That's what everyone wants to see. Everyone talks about this Nuka Hana lady. Everyone talks about the Red Plains or the Imps. Like, that seems like the most obvious way to go with this. But I don't want more DLC, period. I don't want more DLC. I think we have enough stuff in this game coming with Alloy Collective. I think we have enough stuff in this game. I think we got enough. Like this, it's gonna become too hard to maintain balance in this game. I know like it's not the most important thing to have balance, clearly, but I would just rather have a new game. Like if they were gonna do stuff with Nuka Hunter and Imps and stuff, Risk of Rain 3, just saying, there's 2 brand new ideas you can capitalize on straight away. Risk of Rain 3, how about that? Is it gonna be in 4D? Shut up. It's not gonna be in 4D. But that'd be the ones I want to see, I imagine. Maybe stuff with like grandparents and like as much as I hate children in Risk of Rain 2 and real life, stuff with like their like lifespan is pretty interesting with the galaxy with like planets and whatever. But I imagine those ones. What game has gotten the most emotional response from you? 2 answers to this. The bad answer is Risk of Rain 2 SOT's release day. I have never been more mad at a video game in my life. Did I shoot myself in the back? Good job, Gearbox! Oh, you're the... Will never forget the emotions I felt that day. I was so... There was anger, there was betrayal, there was sadness, there was depression. Like, I was just, man, that was a bad day. Holy, that was a bad day. On a much better note, Celeste, actually. And not because it's just an amazing story, an amazing journey, of an amazing person. Because Celeste was my first game I did hitless. And when I beat it, and I got past Summit, and more importantly, got past Flag 9, which was my bogey flag, I hated that flag. It was like a lot of emotion came over me, and I was crying then too. So I've cried from anger, and I cried from happiness with both these games, with Risk of Rain 2 and with Celeste. So those are the ones I've given the most emotional response to me. How regularly do you go outside? This is mostly a joke. You don't have to take it seriously. Lamau. I took it very seriously. I'm outside pretty often. I mean, I go to the gym most days, and I have football or football training related stuff the other days. Like, I guess gym doesn't really count. I'm just leaving inside my house to inside a car to inside another place. That's not really outside, is it? Accepting my boomer arc, and I've become very proud of mowing my lawn. So I go outside and mow my lawn, and I sit down. At a moment the other day, I mowed my lawn, and then it was like the sun was setting. I'm like, man, I just want to sit out here in a lawn chair and drink a beer and look at my lawn. You guys want to see my lawn? You'll get there one day, don't worry about it. Would you count accidentally hitting a soul shrine while doing hardcore streaks and it counting as a buff for Grector as a run invalidator? I'm console and I'm coping. No, it's whatever. I'm sure it'll be fine. But in saying that, Radicard is approaching your destination very quickly. And what would you say got you into doing YouTube? Honestly, I just wanted to grow a bit more. I wanted to help people find my Twitch page. And I wanted to like just grow the audience more. And it worked. It did a really good job of that. And I've hit 50,000 subs on YouTube. I have 10,000 plus odd followers on Twitch. And it's pretty cool. Like, yeah, I just wanted to grow this community. That's what I found the most rewarding, and still do find the most rewarding, is like having a little community that you can call your own. That people just come and hang out with you. And they want to spend time with you. And like, they're all cool people. Well, most of them are cool people. Some of them are, yeah. But yeah, that's basically it. Has Raydans when pregnant? Why did I add this one? Is the hot dog a taco or a sandwich? These questions, there was a few of these questions. I'm going to include this one. And just, if you asked a food-related question like this, just know this encompasses your question as well. I cannot stress how much I don't care how you label your food. If you want to pick up a hot dog and call it a taco, or call it a sandwich, you can call it an ice cream cone if you want to. I don't care, and you shouldn't care. And if you do care, reevaluate your life, please. Did you know that cereal is soup? Did you know that too much pasta sauce in spaghetti is soup? Not everything's soup, and if it is, who cares? Fuck off. Annoys me so much. What did you do before streaming / YouTube as a job? I did a bunch of stuff, dude. Mainly, I was managing pubs and clubs, like hotels, nightclubs, sporting clubs, stuff like that. I worked in some video game stores for a little bit, worked as a car detailer for a little bit, I worked at a bearing service center for a little bit, I managed a Subway for like 3-4 years. I did a lot of things, but majority of my years were spent working hospitality, managing pubs and clubs essentially. And I saw a lot of stuff in those nightclubs. I'll never forget. Did you know I got to go to court once? Some guy knocked out 2 of my security guards, and because I there witnessed it, I had to go to court, dude. And like the court case got like put in a time when I was in Scotland. I up late night stressing about having to Skype this court hearing all night, and they called it off. And then, or didn't call it off, they postponed it. Anyway, I saw a lot of things. I've seen a lot. Oh yeah, I was in disability support care for a bit. I was a disability support care worker for like a small amount of time, maybe about a year or so, I think. So yeah, I've done a lot, but mainly hospitality and like working with people in good and bad ways. Dude, nightclubs are crazy. They're crazy. What character took you the longest to figure out? I want to say Captain. I struggled a lot with Captain, and to this day, I know people will hate me for this, but I still prefer Orbital Strike over Diablo Strike because I like how consistent it is with AoE and its band progging. And that swap from Diablo to Orbital really helped me out. But I want to say Captain, which is dumb because he's a basic run shoot. But like, it took me a long time to figure out how to play around his mobility, how to play around his M1, how to play around his beacons, how to play around not using Diablo Strike. Diablo Strike is fantastic. If you're good at Captain, then Diablo Strike is better than Orbital Strike, all right? Listen to me. But if you're bad, like me, Orbital Strike is fantastic as well, all right? But I say Captain. No one else really took me that long to figure out, I guess. Loader is up there just because of her mobility, but she has an incredibly high skill ceiling in general, so I don't think it's a bit unfair because like everyone's always still learning Loader. But weirdly enough, yeah, Captain. Get me a lot of grief in my Eclipse 8 climb with him. Will you ever wear a maid outfit on stream? No, I won't actually. And not for the reason you think. I actually had one organized ages ago. I have it in my closet still. It's like in the bottom drawer. The whole like man wearing a maid outfit sort of feels like a haha man wearing ladies clothing, and it's a weird vibe, you know what I mean? Like, if you want to do it yourself, you're a content creator, go for gold. If someone has done it that you like watching, that's fine. Like, I'm not saying that if you do this or like this or have enjoyed this, then you're an awful person. But like, I can't get past that feeling of like, people want me to wear a maid outfit because like, haha, man in women's clothing. At its core, what it is, and like, I don't like that. So no, I'm not gonna wear a maid outfit in a stream. I'll wear other stuff. I'm not against it. I mentioned earlier, 100,000 subs. I'll happily slather myself in goddamn peanut butter, man. I'm not above this stuff, but that particular thing, I don't want to do though. What can I wear? What can I wear on stream? I'd just be a big Lemurian. Is there Lemurian cosplays out there? I want to be a Lemurian. Video you're most proud of? Man, I had to think about this one for a bit. I wasn't sure. Honestly, it's a toss-up. My top 10 tips video, because I love the idea of helping people get into this game. And I need to do more of that. I made that a year ago, dude. I made that a year ago. I need to do more of that. I need to do another one of those. I'm probably most proud of that. That and my, just purely because of the rage bait that it brought, is the every stage adds 30 minutes. That video has shot to one of my highest viewed videos ever, purely through people just raging in the comments, dude. People like, you only won this because you had Recycler and you were Bandit and you got good items. And like, yeah, I won it because I played the game. That's what I anyway. Dude, I have never had a video do so well in the algorithm purely because people are so pissed off that they're self-reporting that they can't play the game well. It's very funny. But I think mainly for the more wholesome reason is probably my top 10 tips video. I want to do more of that. I want to try and help people learn this game, get into the game, and I think those videos really help with that. So I imagine that's probably the one I'm most proud of. What is your other top playtime games other than Risk of Rain 2? This is a fun question. I like this. Dark Souls 1 was my first game I ever got to 1,000 hours in. Dark Souls 3 was soon after that one. Don't talk about Dark Souls 2. Elden Ring would have a good amount of hours in it as well, probably close to 1,000. But the most outside of Risk of Rain, I think, is Rocket League. And I'm sure a lot of you didn't expect to hear that, but I love Rocket League, man. The only reason I stopped playing was I hated solo queuing with randoms, and my other friend, who I climbed the ranks with, stopped playing it, so I couldn't play with them anymore. So I got the champ in it, which is bad. It's not good. It's not bad. So if there's any Australians out there want to, duo in Rocket League, let me know. We can start playing again. I love Rocket League, but yeah, those are the main ones. A lot of Souls. Not Night Rain though. I don't like Night Rain. Night Rain's stinky. Do you own a pet? Must provide proof. Unfortunately, no, I don't own a pet. You have seen a dog in some of my videos. That is Maisie. That is Jodie's sister's dog. She is a Staffy. She is the cutest dog in the world. If you don't say so, I'll fight you in real life in Minecraft, YouTube algorithm. What I will say though, Trento Mento has stolen pictures of Maisie and my gup and use them without my express written knowledge. Yeah, Trent's cool. We love Trent. But no, I don't own a pet, no. Do you actually like playing Risk of Rain 2 off camera or stream? I don't play Risk of Rain 2 off stream, basically ever. I do a little bit of like scrim practice for the gauntlet stuff, but that's about it. And if I'm playing on stream, I'm genuinely enjoying it. I don't force myself to play anything on stream that I don't want to do. If you are a Twitch watcher, you will know that I've been doing a lot of like Elden Ring speedruns at the moment. I've been playing a bit of Silksong. I've been dabbling in some other stuff, but like if I'm playing Risk of Rain 2 on stream, I'm doing something that I want to be doing. So I do enjoy playing on stream, yes, but I don't play off stream, no. Do you think Risk of Rain 3 is a possibility? Yeah, I guess so. Like, I kind of hope so. Hot take, I don't want more DLC. Like the LA Collective, I'm happy with that. But after that, I don't really want more just like stuff tacked on, I guess. I mean, DLC isn't tacked on, but I don't want more stuff in this game. I'd rather efforts put into a brand new game. But yeah, possibly, for sure. I mean, Gearbox bought it. They have a lot of money. Borderlands 4 is doing okay, I guess. So maybe that's a push we need for... I don't know, man. I'm coping. Yes. I think there's a possibility, and I hope there is. When you and Roddy played IRL, how did you greet him? Handshake, hug, maybe a kiss on the cheek. Hey, Roddy, how did I meet you? No, he's not here. He's gone. I'm really sad about it. I hugged him like a normal person. I hugged him, whispered sweet nothings in his ear, and stuck my finger in his... And then I woke up and I gave him a handshake. That'd be weird. Would you rather play first version of SOTS forever or the first version of Raw 2 as a whole? I can't stress how much this isn't even a question. Just a reminder, I was so tilted, so mad, so betrayed, so frustrated, so angry at the end of my first day of playing SOTS when it first released. I was literally in tears, enraged. I shot myself in the back with an arty spear, and that was like the straw that comes back after everything else. And I lost my shit, dude. Like, I was done. So yeah, I would happily play first version of Raw 2 over the release of SOTS. If SOTS was the way it was, like, I can promise you, if they never fixed SOT, there's not one part of my brain that thinks I'd be playing this game still. Like, I would have thrown it in the bin. It would be done. So yeah, first version, without a doubt, not even a question. If you had to come up with a way where you can uncorrupt void items, how would you implement it? Or would you implement it in the first place, considering the balance of the game? All right, love you, bye, mwah. I love you, hello, mwah. I don't think the balance would suffer that much from it. Uncorrupt an item would maybe be because I found like 10 clovers and I wanted ATGs over plimps or something, but like even at that point it doesn't really matter, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so OP anyway. But I guess for balance wise, maybe something that only spawned after a loop, or like the second loop even, maybe that like similar to a cleansing pool where you put it in and it, like, instead of giving that item back, it gives you like green scrap. If I put it in a plasma shrimp, it will give me green scrap back or something like a cleansing pool, maybe, if I had to guess. But it's never something I've really cared about that much. The only time I can really think about is in like runs with Tentabobble, for instance. If a lot of the time I'd rather have one Chronobobble rather than one Tenabobble. I don't even want Tenna if I have like 3 or 4 of them, generally speaking, but like even then it's whatever. But yeah, I think maybe that way to do it, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. Where do you find the inspiration for video uploads from? Honestly, a lot of it is you guys. The amount of times I'll be in chat or in my YouTube comments and someone will be like, hey, do this thing. I'm like, okay, I'll write it down. I'm like, I'll visit that later. Like, you guys give me a lot. And there's a lot of stuff I see online of like YouTubers in other like games, like stuff in like Minecraft or Elden Ring or anything like that, like other games, and like finding ways to bring that into my game. Like the Manhunt stuff, for example, I stole that from Minecraft and I use it in Risk of Rain, like things like that mainly. Like basically majority of the time is ideas that you guys give me. So if you have any more, always let me know. I'm always keen to hear. Are there any games other than Raw 2 that you are planning to make videos about? Yes, believe it or not, I do have a second channel and there's currently nothing on it. It's a very empty channel. It's called Raydance 2 if you want to check out. Nothing. I plan to put my no-hit stuff on there. So I've done a no-hit of Elden Ring Rune Level 1. I've done no-hit Celeste. I've done no-hit Hollow Knight. I've done the Rune Level 1 challenge stuff. And I want to edit those stuff down and put them on there, I think. But other than that, I do want to do more stuff of like general challenge runs in other games, but I haven't quite found how I want to approach it yet. Short answer, yes, but I'm not exactly sure what I want to do. But I guess let me know if you want to see my hit list stuff / challenge runs on the other channel. Let me know in the comments, I suppose. Like, you know, it's always nice to see people be like, yeah, I want to see that. And then, okay, fine, I'll do it. Kind of, you know what I mean? So anyway, So yes, there is more stuff I want to do. Why exactly did you use a stingray as your channel mascot? It kind of just landed that way, dude. Because like Ray Dans came from my name. Like everyone knows my name is Raymond Daniels. Like that's definitely real and definitely true. You should believe me. And so I went to Ray Dans, and then it was actually what it was. I forgot about this till someone asked this question. It was when Hoppu Games, rest in peace, when they were doing the giveaway for Survivors of the Void and reached out for me to do that with them, that Race actually mentioned to me that because there's going to be a big influx of viewers, that if I wanted to do any logo change, anything different to my channel, do it now before it happened. So that started the thought in my brain about changing my logo. Mentioned to Jody, she was like, you should make it a stingray because Ray, stingray, that's cute. And then it just became a stingray. And now it's sort of evolved into, well, it still is a stingray, but it's just a close-up of the stingray's eyeballs. I still haven't changed that on YouTube, have I? I need to change my logo on YouTube. It's the eyeball guy on Twitch, but I need to change it on, anyway. But yeah, that's why I've got a stingray as a mascot. Hopper Games, Race, and Jody, all combined together. And that's where it came from. My name is Raymond Daniels, by the way. It definitely is. What's your most hated enemy in Raw 2? Man, if you asked me this pre-SOTS, it was Hermit Crab. Hermit Crab by a landslide. God, I hate Hermit Crab. But now, is Scorchworm and children involved? Who do I hate more, Scorchworm or children? I have to say Scorchworm, I think. They both have insanely strong attacks. They both run away from you, which is a bad mechanic. Don't make enemies run away from you. You engage in the fight. I think the Scorchworm wins just because of how jank it is. The amount of times it can just teleport across the stage, it'll hit you pinpoint at like Mach 10 with a snipe from across the stage with a flicks from a drone to you. They get caught in weird places and hit you through the map. They're the jankiest enemy in the game. I hate them with all of my soul. Get rid of Scorchworms. Gearbox, if you're listening, please. I know you watch my stuff, Gearbox. Fix children and Scorchworms. Please fix them or just delete them. I hate them. Oh, I hate them so much. God, I hate them. Who do you think the worst survivor is? And what is the biggest flaws of Raw 2 in general, in your opinion? Final bosses, mythics, voidling, false sun, elites, etc. The worst survivor? This is a bad answer. You're gonna hate it. There isn't one. The biggest thing I can say to anybody out there, if you think a survivor is bad, you're bad at that survivor. That is the cold, hard truth of Risk of Rain 2. I don't think there is a worst survivor. If you go back to when SOTS first released, the answer was Chef. By a landslide. That guy was disgustingly bad, but now there's no worse survivor. I know a lot of people want to say Rex and Eclipse 8, but like it's not that big of a deal. But I wouldn't be able to pinpoint a worse survivor. And the biggest flaws of Raw 2 in general, in my opinion, final bosses, I think you nailed on the head. It's final bosses. They find it really hard to add good final bosses. Voidling is a flop. False Sun is a flop. Twip is a flop. A lot of the bosses in the stages are just, I mean, they're not bad on your first few runs and stuff, but they're just incredibly easy to play around. Like, they don't make the best bosses. And I guess it's hard to do. And saying that, Mithrix is so good. Mithrix is such a good final boss. He is terrifying. He's hard to learn. He's very punishing. He's got some really interesting phases. I'm not a big fan of phase 2, but I think that honestly is the biggest flaw, is their bosses and their sort of inability to make good ones that are fun and hard, but hard for the right reasons. Like False Sun is hard because some attacks are literally undodgeable, which are hard for the wrong reasons. Mithrix is hard, but you can learn his patterns to a T, and like he is very, very good. So yeah, I think you nailed it on the head with that one, honestly. What do you think the Alloy Collective DLC's release date will be? I have no idea. I wish I knew. I can guess though. I have a vibe of soonish, so I'm guessing October 27th. 24th. October 24th. Lock it in. I have no idea though. I have no clue. But that sounds good to me. But that's it. That's your questions answered. Obviously, I couldn't get all of them in. There's 100-something questions in there, and obviously I couldn't fit them all in. If you want to see more, let me know. We can just revisit again. I can answer some more of your questions about anything you want to know. I really enjoy talking about it. This is stuff that I don't get to really engage with YouTube in any sort of level, where I get to engage with Twitch all the time. So I like me able to talk to you guys more, and I guess this is probably the best way to do that. But if you liked it, of course, like the video, subscribe, all that stuff. You know how it works. It's not your first day on YouTube, but love you lots. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Mwah!